All right, what's up? Welcome to the Gossip Intellectual Podcast with me, Royce Wynn, comedian Royce Wynn, where we talk about sports, politics, entertainment. We're doing this on a Saturday today because I had to work. I had to make money. Hard to do these days. We're going to talk about that in a second. Doing all right today. The energy not as high. Every week's not going to be perfect. Every week you're not going to be super inspired on top of your game, but happy to be here and do a podcast. Always a blessing to be above ground. Lost some people recently, personally, and in the world. So just trying to do my part, say my stuff, speak my words, and leave something, a little something, help somebody get through their day, look at things differently, look at the world differently, or maybe just laugh, or maybe just enjoy whoever I am and whatever it is I bring that I can't quite see that maybe other people see, or some of the things I do think I add that I feel like I don't get enough credit for. TikTok, come on. We need a viral video so I can have a career. No, I love talking. Regardless, a born yapper, certified yapper, always got something to say. So I gotta say it regardless. That's what I do love about this day and age. I know it might be annoying that everybody has something to say, but for somebody like me who would just be talking to themselves anyway on a broken futon in his apartment, at least now I get to say it and people get to agree or disagree with me. So that interaction is fun. I do go out in the world. I talk to people. I gotta have my coffee first, right? I get a little. I cuss people out in my head before I have my coffee for no reason at all. Just because I'm not awake yet and I'm a little moody, and it's just like, why are you so happy? I just woke up. Shut the fuck up. That's my internal monologue. You do it too. It's not just me. Don't lie, right? Just why are you so happy? Okay, not everybody's awake in the world yet. Now, this life that I acquired, I do wake up kind of late. It's a little embarrassing, but this is the life I put together. There's a lot of people with weird type of lives and sleep schedules. Truck drivers, construction workers, overnight shift people. So I'm in that world, but either way. Happy to spread info, energy. Love being in New York. We had a lot of rain this week. There was flooding in places. Wasn't flooding. I got lucky. I didn't get last summer, or was it last? When I had to buy the suit. It was around the summertime, and it did flood, and the trains were all messed up. And I had bought like a brand new suit for a wedding. And all I had was the bag. The bag got so wet. It was raining so hard. I had the day after I bought the suit, I had to take it to the dry cleaners to get cleaned. So flooding happened. Listen, I do want to spread happiness and optimism. I am a little pessimistic about the world and how we're treating it and going about it. And every day, I'm just like, it's getting dumber. It's just everything is getting dumber. People are getting dumber. There are people doing good things, and that gives me joy. Like a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the 13-year-old politician. I'm seeing young little journalists, 6, 7, 8 years old. But these are prodigies and little geniuses, okay? Which hopefully they thrive in the world, and the world is better or available to them to have a good life, but I don't see it. I don't see it. For the most part, it's just getting dumber. People are believing more conspiracies, weird conspiracies, which we'll talk about also in a second. Shout out to the new Big O, Candace Owens. I think she toppled Oprah from giving information on how to help you live a better life to just talking about trying to make everybody's lives worse with bad information. But yeah, we're just like one storm away. The storms are getting worse. You know, freakier things are happening. We just had a tsunami, right? And what do they always do? They always say, well, look back in 1956, they also had a tsunami and this many people died. It's worse, okay? It's not the same. It's more frequent. It's more current. The hurricanes are getting bigger, and I'm just like, either from natural world things, or just universal dumbness is creating a tornado in the world. and you know, it's just gonna be bad. So, but outside of that, I hope you're doing better. I got a new book. Okay, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but after all I just said, it does sound like it. It's okay not to look for the meaning of life. Jakasi Minami. Boom. All right, so that's something if you might want to pick it up. It's only $15. So I don't know what did I take from this so far. I forgot. I haven't read it in like 5 days. All right, so it's all right if you can't be who you want to be. Originally, people are passive beings. It is impossible to live if you're constantly driving yourself to achieve things. It is easier to live if you're willing to let life go by. So I do like that. That's I think we're all trying to figure it out. We went through the millennials. We got hit with the MTV and try to be famous, and that'll make you happy. And now we're kind of figuring out, you know what? It's okay to just live a regular life, and you don't have to have this perfect legacy and make all the money. And you know, I'm seeing, you know, women choose better guys. They're not going for the crazy guy with all the money who's super toxic. And you know, with TikTok, it's just like people just want to see people living normal lives. The IRL, the in real life streaming, people just want to see people and how they navigate their relationships, whether it be with a lover, a family, a friend. And overall, universally, I think we're just like, yeah, they sold us BS. You should be able to have a good life. I said this recently on a TikTok. It's like, you know, you shouldn't have to be super rich to have a happy, decent life. You should be able to, you know, like a professor should not be struggling and, like, you know, living somewhere far outside of the city and eating tuna fish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. All right. He should have health care. He should have benefits, and he should be able to travel once or twice a year and not have to have a second job. You know, teachers shouldn't have to do OnlyFans, you know. So I think people are starting to figure out what true happiness and having a life well lived is. It's just, you should be able to just not have to work your ass off, be able to spend time with your family, raise a family, and live happily ever after. And if you're not super rich or super ambitious, you can't achieve that dream. So if we would have voted differently, somebody might have helped us achieve the middle class dream, but that's gone. All right. So speaking of that, let's get into Trump, who fired everybody. Okay, after he got mad at Elon Musk, he did the same thing. Okay, so Trump, who does no work and does nothing but golf. So everybody got mad at me because I said Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson were doing a lot by showing that they're golfing. I meant to say showing that they went golfing and going on a ball. I'm like, you don't have to show every date that you go on. You're acting like live streamers at this point. But I just said doing a lot. So all the girls in my comments was just like, so that's doing a lot? You don't want to take nobody golfing? You don't want to go on a boat? It's like, that's not what I meant. But it's fun to see so many people mad about that. It's like people are triggered. Okay, it's hard out here in these dating streets. But the word Trump and labor is just funny because he's coasted his whole life and he doesn't work hard. But we know he doesn't like jobs, and the whole manosphere doesn't like jobs. You're supposed to be a entrepreneur and lift weights. But Trump fired the Labor Statistician's Commissioner, Erica McIntyre. I think that's how you say her name, Erica McIntyre. So we got mad because basically I think the stock market dropped because they saw all these tariffs. Every time he talks about tariffs, everybody's like, you know what, we better get our ducks in a row. Tariffs is another word for terror right, at this point. So she was just like, yeah, people aren't really working like that. The jobs are going down. They said it's the lowest downward revision apart from the COVID area, which for obvious reasons, things would be different. And then basically since 1979. So he saw that, got mad, fired her, said she was a Biden appointee. Okay, and she's changing the numbers. She made Kamala look good, and she's trying to make me look bad. All right. So if anybody's ever had a job or you know anything about government, like she can't just lie about the numbers like that. She can't manipulate the numbers like that. Unlike Trump, she has checks and balances in her life. I doubt she would just change. It's data research stuff. Okay. So it's not like she just sat down and started writing weird numbers for what's going on. Somebody he would hire would probably do that, which is probably what he's gonna do. So also Jen Psaki was saying like he's firing everybody that goes against what he wants to do. He's really moving towards a dictator. He fired anybody keeping data on police misconduct, anybody keeping data on climate change, anybody keeping data on American farmers, and it was TikTok. It was like 10 other things. He's just firing everybody keeping data on anything that's gonna go against his philosophy, I guess, of how things should be, or just make him look bad. Anything that makes him look bad. Even his own people. I heard he's looking for a new Secretary of Defense at this point. He's acting like his own Secretary of Defense, firing everybody. So, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was just like, you know, the way I go through the world is in the way I do this podcast is just common sense. All right, it's hard to get a job. Okay, people knew that already. That's why he got elected, and he's not making that look better. So that's actually good for the Democrats, because I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, it always just comes down to money. People just need money, and you know, we were talking about, or there's been a lot of talk about AI replacing jobs. I mean, the government's not even safe now because of him and because of Elon Musk. So I was just thinking, like, it's crazy that a bunch of highly trained people are losing their jobs because somebody who's not highly trained is just like, yeah, we don't need that. Right? Just everybody has that bad boss that just comes in and is just like, yeah, we don't need that. So these are just bad bosses. Um, but the job market is pretty crazy, man. You can go to college. I mean, I was doing a show and I was like, oh, you're in tech. That's like safe. And he was like, man, the tech jobs aren't even safe anymore. I had a friend who went through training, learned how to code and everything. She was just like, it's not paying. And, she was like, I got to do this and still keep the job I was doing before. So it's just rough out here. And we've been talking about people having kids less or starting families later. And it's because of money. That's the main reason. People just don't see a way to do it, and if they do it, it's just because they really wanted to do it, and they're going to try to figure it out. But if people can't find a job or come from a certain demographic where their wealth is passed down, or get some type of help from the parents of people that came before them, then they're not gonna be able to buy a house, and they're not gonna start a family. Unless you're part of the minority, which is how the economy is built, which is gonna affect everybody. But bottom line, these billionaires, this administration does not care about the average person, and I don't know why people didn't see this before, but if they have it their way, everybody will be struggling on the street, and they will have computers making them money, and they can just go and live in their little worlds, right? And I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, I wish I was doing a little bit better, but I was like, at least I'm tuned in and I'm not tone deaf. Because of the situation I'm in, in my neighborhood alone, like every time I go to the grocery store, it's older people using SNAP benefits, and it just breaks my heart. I was just like, man, this person just, they got to use benefits just to get groceries, and they're old, they can barely walk. Of course I'm annoyed because I'm like, I got to wait behind this person, but at the same time my heart goes out to them, and I'm just like, that's just my neighborhood. So it's a bunch of people around the world living like that, who are not getting any help from this administration. They're not making it better, no matter how you slice it. Right? They're making it a little bit harder and a lot harder in some other places. So good luck out there. But yeah. People are not working. Less people are getting jobs. Just everyday life. You go to the grocery store. There's not many people working at cash register. You go get food from Chipotle or whatever. It's less people on the cash register, and it's because they don't want to pay people. They don't care that you're getting mediocre service. I say this all the time. They don't care. They don't want to pay people. What happened with Chipotle? People, I think they lost money because the service is bad. Right? And they don't care because they're making just globs and globs, just glob billions, glob billions. Who cares if the person that's working their ass off, that has 30 to 45 minutes for lunch, is having a mediocre experience? I have glob billions sitting in money. I eat money. Right? So the glob billions president doesn't like the fact that people are going to find out that it's hard for everybody else. And shout out to Bill Burr. I think people are going to start looking to the left and start looking to the right and be like, oh, we're all the same, and it's people at the top against us. They're learning more and more. So they're saying the guy that's shooting in New York City, they're saying he had CTE and he was going to shoot up the NFL. This is why I think they want to get rid of TikTok. So a bunch of TikToks going around saying, no, he shot who he wanted to shoot. The Blackstone CEO, they said they were calling her executive to cover it up, who was ahead of raising rents and kicking people out and gentrifying neighborhoods all across the country, mostly in New York. And she's making billions. All right, but they don't want you to know that because they don't want the people to look to the left and right and rise up against the regime. So I guess that's all I have to say is that, yeah, we're all labor statistics. We're out here living. Labor statisticians. We're out here living, and we knew the job market is rough. Who all the media jobs are going away. Now that's because digital is coming up, but there's strikes left and right every time we look up. The job market is crazy. They're not paying people, and it continues to be the billionaires effing everybody over. I would say that Candace Owens does what she does for the money, but now I don't even know what her motive is anymore. This whole Brigette thing continues to go. Huge story. I thought about it. She posted on her page how the story has just gone all over the world. All the different news stations are covering it. And part of me is like, that's why she's doing this. All right. She's doing it for the fame. Okay. She, at the end of the day, she's just another millennial who wants to be famous. And she got famous on the internet. That's how she made her money. No, I think she's playing a dangerous game. Everybody's seeing what happened to Tasha K and thinking she's going to go down the Tasha K route. And I'm just like, who are the people behind her? Like her, who was the other? The lady that, the conspiracy theorist lady that sang for Jay-Z. Anyway, I can't think of her name right now, but she's also crazy as well. But it blows my mind that people are putting money into these people and putting their careers and lives at risk for somebody who just gets on the mic and lies. But I guess that's a bit. If you're in that business, you're in that business. So you know what you're getting into, and she's talented and can deliver in a way. So the most recent thing is she said that she's the Brigette Macron of France is actually her brother, and the brother died. And so they're going back and forth about the evidence. Now the point that she can make is she's like, why don't you just show up to court with your brother? Which was a valid point. Now, there's reasons why the brother wouldn't show up. Obviously, he, wants, like she said, wants to live a private life. And, there's a lot that comes with putting his face in front of this thing because it's so big. But at the same time, people are just like, this woman gave birth. I don't know. Maybe she just go to court and show her titties or something. Go to court naked. But I don't know. Candace Owens is gonna have to spend a lot of money to fight this, and you would think maybe just keep your foot on the neck of people that don't have more money than you, right? That aren't gonna fight you. Just retract. But she says it's about the truth. It's not about the money, because she's about to lose a lot of money. Now, I would argue it's about the fame. It's about just being so crazy that you don't want to go back. Like, Jesus Christ, the guy that talked about the mass shooting, he just kept going and going with it and could have saved himself billions of dollars, but he just wouldn't let it go, right? So just because somebody's going hard at something, it might not be because they're right. A lot of times it's because they're wrong and they don't want to admit that they're wrong. So she doesn't want to let this thing go, and it's going and going. And She keeps finding little holes and little things, but I think in the long run, it's gonna cost her. It might cost her career and her money. Now she sat down with Tucker Carlson, whose career also got hurt from lying. I remember he got fired from Fox News because he cost them billions of dollars for a lie. Okay? So these people, they lie all the time. They think they won't lose money, and they do. They lose it. And when the big dogs come in with facts and receipts and money for lawyers and stuff, that's when, you can't play. But, sometimes these people, they bounce back. But you don't really know these people's lives. You don't know how much they're really suffering behind closed doors. So, we'll see. But the newest thing with Candace Owens is, she has a video up saying they sent her evidence with IDs, and she's saying the ID got sent in 2022, and the ID is expired. And also they sent her a picture of him at, I think, the inauguration or something like that, which also looked fishy. That was a bad move on Brigitte's part. It's like, why would you send a picture of a man standing in the background or something? And she went off of that. She was like, why don't you just show a bunch of pictures of when you guys were children together playing or something like that. So we'll see. It's funny to watch. This think about this. This American podcaster, okay, this is the story of our times right now, is saying that the president of France's wife is a man. That's a news story. That's a story in the news right now. The president of France and his wife are suing an American podcaster because the lie got, or maybe, who knows right now, because something she said about her not being a natural woman, or whatever the right wording is, got so big that they feel like it's hurting them. So I think she likes that. I think she likes the attention and the fame, and a lot of people believe her. Last time I put out a video, a bunch of people were like, "You don't know, you're not in France. This is a real thing." Blah blah blah. So, in the times of the grifter and the polarizing podcaster, Candace Owens is on top. I watched a couple of videos about AI this week. All I've seen about AI, it's nothing good, and they keep trying to find a positive narrative about it. But overall, what I'm saying is going to take a lot of people's jobs. A lot of people don't understand how it works. A lot of people don't know how to use it. It's going into the hands of the wrong people who are going to abuse it and, again, use it for their good. Like I said, build their stuff up, leave everybody broke and for dead. And I don't know. I don't know if they're putting AI lessons in schools. They come out with these things. They don't teach anybody anything. They don't tell anybody anything. And you're left to just surf the internet and go to podcasts and hope you get some information. And people are working. They don't have time to adjust to these things. And I watched an interview on the Breakfast Club they were talking about, and they was just like, you go to these campuses working in AI, and it's just all Asian and maybe one black person. So, again, as usual, black people will be left behind economically when AI comes to, take over. So yeah, just keep your eye out for that and listen to what you can listen to and learn what you can about it, because it's coming. It's not going backwards, and it's just another thing to make the job market harder for everybody. Even what's scary now, it's even the extraordinary, the exceptional are gonna lose their jobs. The artists, they're gonna try to make money without the artists, the voiceover artists, and the rappers and the singers, and you know, I don't know. It might be AI comedians. I was like, I don't think they could do an AI comedian. So that stuff just makes me nervous, and the more I see things, I'm just like, I don't want to bring kids into this world, man. I know it sounds kind of sad, but it's just like, hopefully it'll make our life easier like the Jetsons, but I don't think it's going to be like the Jetsons. I think it'll be a darker, scarier version of the Jetsons. I think it'll be, I don't know, maybe more like Fifth Element. Fifth Element was just like weird aliens, though, right? So we'll see. They've got cars that drive themselves now. They've got the Tesla robots, which I think something went wrong about that. But then also that stuff is super expensive, and it's made for the elites. So yeah, that's rough when it's it's taking the maybe like the grocery store jobs already. You're seeing that, but then it's gonna have it write movies and like I said, do maybe write music or perform music, maybe ad libs or something like that, and movies and stuff. And so, and they can make it. They have all the power where they can copyright things and make things so where they can just take your stuff, and unless you have the means, there's no way to do it. So I don't know. Even like, let's say I have a TikTok that goes viral, they could probably, take something of that and make their own version of that and make money off of it. And there's nothing I could do about that. So, yeah, man, I think I'm just going to do my thing and be out. I'm just do my thing and be out. I don't know. Somebody's got to put a positive spin on things. I don't have it right now. More positivity I saw in the manosphere is even affecting black kids, because I did a whole thing about the whole little manosphere, and I was just like, I don't know if it's affecting black kids. They're kind of more social, cooler, but I just saw a story this morning about a kid who's affected by the manosphere, a teenager, and just had this misogynistic point of view on the world and how to treat women. And I'm gonna check out this show Adolescence. They said that's what the show Adolescence is about, how it influenced kind of a kid that got caught up in a manosphere and end up unaliving a woman. And yeah, I guess it's bigger than I thought. Like, all you keep hearing is how this affected the election and the male loneliness epidemic and stuff. And a lady who wrote a book on a researcher said that even young kids can't handle girls doing better than them in school or athletics. Some people say, well, the manosphere definitely started because of the backlash to feminism, I would say. But now, I don't know. I'm still a little skeptical. They were like, this guy, he's spending. He didn't have a real social life, and it looked like he had normal, decent people in his life who eventually got him out of that mindset. But was TikToking and on social media and just taking this stuff in and being molded by these crazy misogynistic conspiracy theory type dudes. I don't know. So the more I look at the younger generation, I thought they were like nicer. Like when I was watching Forever, I was like, oh, they're nicer, they understand each other. But I guess there's still other sides of the world where minds are being molded the wrong way. And it is kind of crazy. These guys, academics, edutates, whoever is out. I think they mentioned Aiden Ross. They're making millions of dollars influencing these guys. So I guess it is a big thing. Charlie Kirk. None of these guys are happily married, and the lifestyles. That's always going to be attractive. Is just having multiple women and money and cars and all that. It's even depicted in movies and stuff. So I guess we need people to combat that, and I guess we gotta grow like an anti-manosphere, and it's just a bunch of Jason Wilsons and just a bunch of real men telling people how to be a well-rounded man and not just an angry man trying to control women, which also leads to looking at as women as beneath them. So that's what we need. We need anti-manosphere podcasts. Where are those? We need a bunch of anti-manosphere podcasts to combat those. But I guess it's sexier where you could say being like this gets you woman and money and attention. So how do you combat that? How do you make an anti-manosphere podcast which is like you can also get money and attention from being nice to your fellow woman? Here's what being nice gets you. That's a problem. We've sold Americans that being mean in the asshole will make you successful instead of working on yourself. That's the thing. That's what they were saying. It draws you in by saying positive things on how to work on yourself and get better. And subconsciously, a lot of people do things for the opposite sex, but you just gotta tweak it a little bit and make it not so angry and so overbearing over women. How are we gonna do that? There's some people out there. It's people out there, but they're not as huge as these guys. So we'll work on that. I'll try to do my part and try to get more. I try to always say a little something. I think the last good thing I said is it's okay to get rejected. That's good for you. It's how you grow. Getting embarrassed is good. You will be okay. You'll survive. And it makes you better. I don't like the whole we're not approaching women anymore thing. Women want to be the guy who approaches. You're like 10 steps ahead of most men because nobody's approaching, and the fact that you have communication skills and can talk and just say something, she's gonna be like, "Whoa, who are you?" So that's great. But it's got to be real. It can't be fake and false. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it right now. I'll try. It's in the back of my mind. I'll let it swirl around for a week, and I'll come back with more stuff. Okay. So lastly, Luka Doncic goes on the Ozempic, and then he gets a 3-year, $165 million deal with the Lakers. No, he said he's not on Ozempic, but that was crazy. The weight loss, within 2 or 3 months. And I didn't know if it was AI when I saw him on front of the Men's Health magazine or what. But then they showed him at Dykeman playing basketball, and it's definitely real. And so people are just like, that's his way of showing the Lakers that he's serious. Who knows? Because I think he said the weight narrative was kind of fake. I felt like the weight narrative was like a little bit of a weak thing. It had to be more of that to trade a guy like Luka Doncic. I think it was either they didn't want to pay him, or it might have been all those things. It might have been weight. They didn't want to pay him. I'm talking about dollars. And he didn't get along with management. But he's an official Laker now. I don't know if it was AI or not. You never know if things are AI. I saw a glimpse of LeBron working out with Clippers in the background. I don't know if that was real or not. But obviously, Luka Doncic is the future of Los Angeles Lakers. They just got another huge superstar. Is what they do, and we'll see if he can do what they want him to do. But the Lakers just sold, which is why I also thought, oh, maybe LeBron is going to leave. So they're saying the NBA is kind of in shambles. It's not making money. It seems like they're trying to make it an international league. More and more overseas players are coming to play in the league and being the face of the league. You got Luka Doncic and you got I don't know why when I podcast my mind goes blank like girls on a date when I podcast. The guy from the Denver Nuggets, he's also a face of the league. So yeah, I think it's gonna take a while for Dallas to heal from losing Luka Doncic. I think Kyrie's out for the season, right? Or he won't be back to the playoffs. But yeah, he got the money, $165 million to live in LA. So shout out to Luka Doncic. No partying. More temptation in LA, but I think he's married with kids. So that's good. A lot of older basketball players and people that work in the league, I think, live in LA. So I'll have a lot of people to work out with and meet up with. Sure, they'll get him all the tools, and we'll see. They got new management and a new superstar player. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for listening to the Gossip Intellectual podcast. Keep working on yourself. Keep enjoying life. Oh, shoot. Almost forgot. Shout out to Lisa Harmon, a comic in New York City that we lost about a week and a half ago. I think it was a bad motorcycle accident. She ran a mic that hundreds of comics went to. It was always super nice to me, super sweet to me. I saw her like a month ago or month or two ago. She came by my show. I threw her up, gave her some time. She was funny, man, and hardcore New Yorker, I think, from Queens, and worked the road a little bit and just lived her life as a comic and helped a lot of other comics along the way. Sweet lady, said some nice things to me. Last Mike said she said the same thing about me, that I was always sweet and nice to her. And good comic, good person. And, never made it super famous or anything, but definitely mastered the craft and left her impact. And sorry to see her go. But enjoyed her energy and her time here with us. So shout out to Lisa Harmon. All right, guys. Have a good week and enjoy the weekend. And I'll see you soon. Bye.